So, God is having lunch with Mother Teresa, right? They're up in heaven. He prepared a nice meal of tuna fish sandwich, and they're eating along there, and Mother Teresa looks down. She sees hell, and down in hell they're all eating lobster and shrimp and fine sushi and caviar. So she says, God. He says, yeah? She says, I got a question. He says, shoot. She says, well, I don't want to be a complainer, but notice in here we're having tuna fish sandwiches, and down in hell they're all eating down there with lobster and shrimp and stuff. Why are they having such lavish food while we're just having tuna fish? So God says, well, I figured since it was just the two of us, why cook? Get it? You get it? Alright, anyway, so la da dee 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 dee. So my last video was an incendiary topic. Probably going to get me in trouble. Alright, now this one is going to be probably even worse. The one that I'm feeling right now is worse. So here we go. Okay. Let's talk about racism for a minute here. Alright, folks, let's talk about racism. What is racism? Racism is hatred of a group of people because of some discernible difference between you and them. And of course, the most discernible difference that we humans notice is skin color. And the most famous example of that is, I guess, the white versus black. So you to say, white people are racist against black people. Not all whites and not all blacks, you know what I mean? But in general, whites are racist against blacks. And that you'll notice that happens, that kind of thing happens everywhere in the world. For example, in India, you have North Indians and South Indians. The North Indians are lighter skinned, and the South Indians are darker skinned. And the North Indians look down their noses at the South Indians. The lighter skins look down at the darker skins. And even in Africa that happens. My students tell me this all the time. That the darker your skin, the worse off you are. So the lighter skinned Africans or blacks tend to hold it over the darker skinned ones. And then you get the Asians, and if you're Japanese, the traditional thing is, could you imagine if a Japanese girl wants to marry a black guy? They don't like that. They don't like that at all. And Indians, same thing. So every culture, every group of people has some kind of racial identification thing. And this all comes from our ancestry, our genetics. The chimpanzee is genetically 98 or 99% the same as us. If you study chimpanzees, our closest natural relative, chimpanzees do the same kind of thing. Of course, they all have the same color, but what they will do is they will actually attack neighboring groups of chimps and kill them for no other reason than the fact that they're different. That's it. If you're different, you're dead. That's the mentality. Humans are the same way. If you're different from me, I'm going to hate you. Not all the time, but I'm just going to hate you based on the difference. So, it comes down to what part of town you live in. My part of town is better than your part, or what dialect you speak. Oh, I pronounce it this way and you pronounce it that way. Or economic level, I live with rich people, so I hate poor people, and vice versa. And you find all kinds of bullshit justifications to prove your point. Oh, you know, rich people are better than poor people because we're educated, or poor people are better than rich people because they're more down to earth and they're less selfish. People will find all kinds of facts to justify their bullshit opinions on things. It's just difference, that's all it is. When we see something that's different, then we hate it. Not all of us, just talking in general. Now, what is race? Race is, like I said, when you see a difference in color of skin. Of course you can say, well, there's difference in shape of nose, and there's difference in the type of hair. Okay, fine. But race is primarily based on melanin content. How much melanin you have, the color of your skin. And that, I think, is really sad, because racially speaking, we're all the same race. We're the human race. We might have different colors, but it's kind of like some people are blonde and some people are brunette. So what's the problem with that? Should all blonde people live in one country and all brunettes live in another? That's stupid. So why should all white people live in one country and all brown people live in another? That's stupid too. And the way things are going nowadays with global transportation and people moving to and fro, people are mixing races all the time, which pisses off the purists, right? But it's happening regardless. So like my mom married a black guy and had kids with him, and so now I have brothers who are brown. And you know, my brown brother married a Japanese girl, and you never know, someday he could have a kid with a Japanese girl or an Indian girl or something. So it's all becoming mixed. In the future, I think people who are just white or just black is going to be kind of a minority. Because everyone's going to be some kind of brownish color. But even then, we're going to hate each other. We're going to say, oh, I'm more brown than you are, so I'm better. Or I'm less brown than you are, so I'm better. Or people with brown skin and blue eyes are better than people with brown skin and brown eyes. I mean, it's the same stupid shit. Generation after generation. Because humans haven't really evolved a whole lot. Our technology has. Our society may have. Some could argue that, but I think we have come a long way since the Roman times. At least we got rid of slavery mostly, and we don't have gladiatorial games where people, you know, get eaten by tigers and stuff. We've become a little bit less violent, and that's a good thing, I suppose. But I guess the sad thing is that we still see difference as a bad thing. And I think we need to change that. Difference isn't always a bad thing. In many cases, difference is not good or bad. It just is different. There's no reason to think it bad. We haven't evolved, and we need to. We're still at the very beginning of our journey. I mean, records show that humanity is only about 100,000 to between 100,000 and a million years old, the species, depending on, you know, the bones and whatever's. We're not really that old. The dinosaurs were here for millions and millions of years. Who knows what we're going to turn into if we survive. So my point is this: I do not judge you on the color of your skin. I do not judge you on your religion. You will be judged by me on your alcohol content. How's that? I'm Irish. So, I'm kidding, by the way. I don't want to judge you. I'll judge you on your actions. I'll judge you on how you are. If you act like a jerk, then I'm not going to like you. I'll still treat you with basic human decency, though. That's for damn sure. Even though I might call you an a-hole. Alright, folks, anyway, I gotta go. I'll talk to you.